There are a great many chakras associated with life or life force. For the purpose of giving a general idea of what chakras are, we will keep to the primary 7 chakras. The rest you can investigate in your own time. Chakras are vortexes of energy which are somehow mysteriously connected to various organs and glands of the body, and are responsible for the distribution of life energy or force, which can also be called QI or prana, depending on which culture, religious or spiritual tradition you are considering. These 7 chakras, of which we shall go into a little more detail, are apparently located from the root of the spine up through the spinal cord and on into the top of the spine, head or crown. Some traditions maintain that if any of these chakras are disrupted or blocked, it adversely affects your physical, mental, emotional or spiritual health. Therefore, unblocking, refreshing or healing your chakras can be beneficial in a great many ways. We wholly subscribe to this tradition and would add that blocking or healing your chakra has a great many physical, health and or spiritual benefits. At the core of each chakra is a vortex. At the center of that vortex is a still point or 0 point. Much in the same way you might have a still point in the eye of a storm. From this still point, waves of vibrational energy are emitted in all directions and follow a path in the general shape of a toroid. A toroid is shaped similar to a donut, but instead of an empty or hollow center, the outer vibrations fold back in one on themselves to a middle point or point of origin or ending. The vibrations converge or meet at its center, still or 0 point. It could be said that this still or 0 point is the point of origin and end of all energy. It is at the center of the toroid or vortex, which is at the center of all your chakras. There is a lot more to this donut than meets the eye, and it goes a long way towards expanding upon and explaining inner or interdimensional travel amongst other things. 0 point explained as best we can. In using the term 0 point, we are not referring to the anomalous use of the term in quantum mechanics or physics as being 0 point energy, where it is sometimes codified as being the difference between the lowest possible energy that a quantum mechanical system may have and the classical minimum energy of the system, or something to that effect. The above description, which, unless one studies classical physics and or modern quantum mechanics in tandem for many years, goes over most people's heads, including ours. As Richard Feynman once said, "If you think you understand quantum mechanics, then you don't." See, even Richard Feynman never claimed authority over a subject he studied for quite a long period of time. 0 point, in this context, is defined by similarity to words such as Zen, Chi, Gnosis, Nirvana, bliss, heaven, Samadhi, one, stillness, etc. The majority of which are indefinable in terms of language and mostly lost in translation. 0 point is the inner destination within the grasp of us all. 0 point is knowing the unknowable and attaining the unattainable. All we can do is point to the 0 point. It is up to you alone to go in that direction. In essence, you can only have a knowing or gnosis of something when you have experienced it. You will know stillness only when you have been still. And rest assured, this is an experience of such indefinable proportions that no amount of words or language can do it justice. We aim to provide the reader with an idea as to where you could start upon the 0 point destination. It is underwhelming the amount of stuff out there, which goes nowhere near clarifying or simplifying what we are about to dive into. Perhaps the lack or want of simple information is because of fear or lack of knowledge or experience. When your chakras are unblocked or clear, the process of release may allow the energy of force coiled at the base of your spine to flow. This energy or force is referred to in Sanskrit, ancient Indian texts, as Kundalini. This energy or life force has been or is coiled up at the base of your spine. It triggered the growth of you in the womb of your birth mother and has probably remained relatively dormant since then for most. Kundalini is referred to with Sanskrit as an energy coiled at the base of the spine since birth and is the source of your life force. Kundalini is sometimes referred to as being a coiled snake or snakes. And when agitated, it rises in a double helix type pattern, activating your respective chakras discussed below as it rises. Agitating and unblocking your chakras may lead to the uncoiling of this life force. When the Kundalini energy is released or unlocked, it can give rise to a whole variety of emotions, from fear to elation and everything in between. It may change your outlook and perspective on life. Although it can take just moments to be unlocked, it can often take much longer to learn to direct the energy and use it effectively. If not properly directed, it can be confusing and sometimes frightening, as you may feel that you are losing your mind because you may experience a lack of interest in your life previous to the awakening of your Kundalini. Chakras are stacked more or less like donuts piled upon each other. When your donuts are aligned with no blockages, it creates a shaft to facilitate a connection and flow of energy from the earth to the sky, to other people and their chakras, to the universe, the cosmos and the multiverse. This is also sometimes referred to as being interdimensional travel. There are donut shapes represented everywhere on this planet and in the galaxy. According to some images, this galaxy we inhabit is also in the shape of a spiral, which can also be viewed as a donut or toroidal shape. Each chakra responds to certain colours and certain particular sounds, which can agitate it to resonate, wake up, activate and hopefully clear and become unblocked. In providing an outline of the main chakras, we have worked them from the crown chakra down to the root chakra, just to be different. If you practice in a guided chakra meditation or ceremony, the guide or facilitator will usually commence with the root chakra to get the participants fully grounded, planted or rooted, as the Kundalini is supposed to be coiled up at the base of the spine, so it is perceived to be the best place to start, thus creating a good foundation, so to speak, and allowing the Kundalini to ultimately reconnect to the crown chakra. Each chakra has an associated colour or colours, sound and vibration. In a chakra meditation, making these sounds can help to unblock or clear that particular chakra. The sounds are more or less as follows. Crown chakra, the sound is like E. Third eye chakra, the sound is like I. Throat chakra, the sound is like I. Heart chakra, the sound is like ah. Solar plexus chakra, the sound is like ooh. Sacral chakra, the sound is like Root chakra, the sound is like way. The above sounds are a rough enunciation of the sound's tone or vibrational resonance of each of the chakras in the English language. More on chakras to follow. The crown chakra. This energy vortex is not found within the body per se, but it is above the head. This is the most mysterious of all chakras, because although outside the physical body, it is connected with the healthy functioning or otherwise of several organs and glands within the body, including the brain, the hand, the nervous system and the pituitary gland. Connecting with and balancing of the crown chakra can provide you with insights on the cycle of life, death and or immortality. Balancing this chakra can provide you with a heightened sense of spirituality and the potential to affect healing for yourself or for others. In Sanskrit, the crown chakra is called Sahasrara and signifies connection to divine or universal consciousness. It is also identified as the lotus of thousands of petals, its visual imagery resembling a tetragrammaton of sorts. A balancing of the chakras, especially the crown chakra, may seem obscure, but makes more sense when you have taken a voyage or can reach a still point via other disciplines and practices. The third eye chakra, sometimes called the eyebrow chakra, is also known as the Ajna chakra. which roughly translate to mean the center of knowledge. It is usually represented by the color indigo, although thought to be associated with rationality and logic on the micro level. A clear third eye chakra can help you see the bigger picture via intuition, imagination, and wisdom. A well-balanced third eye chakra can provide charm and charisma and can lead to a reduced or non-existent fear of death, and may infer or suggest strength in telepathic abilities. It is connected with and to certain glands such as the pituitary gland and the pineal gland at the center of the brain. The pine cone has been used in many religious traditions to represent the third eye chakra, although many of them will not admit to the same and will spin you a story about it meaning something far more obscure or contrived. We all have a pineal gland roughly shaped like a pine cone, which suggests we may all be connected to or be representations or manifestations of a god. The throat chakra, also called the Vishuddha chakra, is representative of true inner voice, our true self, and our ability to communicate. Blue is the color it is most associated with, and is linked with our ability to listen, empathize, and feel compassion. A balanced or clear throat chakra can also provide us with access to our artistic potential, expression, creativity, and communication with others. The throat chakra is extremely delicate and sensitive and is connected to the throat, esophagus, the jaws, the neck, the thyroid gland, the teeth, and ears. Those with a balanced throat chakra may find they can meditate freely with a clear amount of ease and can use their energies effectively and can openly and freely express their truths. Signs of throat chakra imbalance can manifest as chronic head colds, thyroid imbalances, and tension in the neck and shoulders. As you will read later, my own throat chakra seems to have been blocked and perhaps still is. The heart chakra, also called the Anahata chakra, is the center of all that is unconditional love, compassion, and joy. Anahata itself means unstuck. Unconditional love starts with oneself, with forgiving and therefore loving oneself. Then your Anahata is open and you can share the love, so to speak. There is more to the Anahata chakra than it just being about heart. It is at the center of all the chakras, as in at the 0 point of all toroids. It is denoted by the color green and is connected to the lymph and thymus glands. When the Anahata is out of sorts, it can cause great sadness, which can grow or evolve into very powerful emotions such as anger, envy, depression, etc., and can in turn lead directly or indirectly to misery, illness, and disease. The Anahata is our conduit to the multiverse and provides us access to great knowledge or gnosis and can provide profound healing to others and ourselves if the Anahata be master and mind be servant. My Anahata was blocked, but as disclosed later on when it became unblocked, great healing began. The solar plexus chakra, also called the Manipura chakra, translates from Sanskrit as city of jewels. It is the center and provides us with our personal power, energy, and activity. It is at the core of our persona, what we identify as an expression of the egoic mind, our ego. When the Manipura is balanced in check, we are confident and are respectful of others and ourselves. It helps us set healthy boundaries for others and ourselves and provides us with esteem, willpower, and self-discipline, whilst maintaining warmth in our personality. Yellow is its associated colour, and it is connected to sight and the adrenaline glands, which produce hormones such as adrenaline and the steroids aldosterone and cortisol. If you have a blocked manipura, it can lead to inertia, passivity or inactivity, and thus may reduce your confidence and personal power. If manipura is imbalanced or excessive, you can be prone to stress or anxiety, leading to self-loathing and criticism and emotional outbursts for no reason. Acceptance of the power to choose is a key element in balancing the manipura chakra. The sacral chakra, also called the swadhisthana chakra, is located in the center of the abdomen, a couple of inches below the navel or belly button, which is where you were connected to your birth mother. When you were in the womb, you were surrounded by fluid, and thus swadhisthana is symbolic of the waters of life. This chakra is the body's physical pivotal point for balance and power, for desire, for sexuality, and the reproductive function, amongst other things. Orange is its representative color. Swadhisthana tends to affect our ability to experience sensuality, passion, and compassion, which can also drive our creative abilities. When you have a balanced sacral chakra, it can bring about a natural sense of well-being, joy, and/or happiness at the gut of your instinctual level. Movement, flow, and pleasure tend to emanate from here, in that when this chakra is open, all that you do with ease and pleasure. It is also connected with taste and smell, the bladder, the limbic system, pelvis, the large intestine, and the female reproductive organs. An imbalance can manifest in being ruled by your emotions, obsessions, overindulgences, lack of desire and/or feelings, or dissatisfaction with life and what to do. The root chakra, also called the Muladhara chakra. The Muladhara is understood to be located in the region of the base of the spine, the perineum, and along the first 3 vertebrae. This region is shaped like a cone of sorts. Well, when you look at it from a certain angle or position. This is the red and sometimes the gold chakra. We have left this chakra till last, as this is probably the chakra that people in Western civilization have the biggest challenges with. The root chakra, as the name suggests, is the grounding or connection we have with Mother Earth, with others, and ourselves. If you do not have solid grounds or roots, you live a very insecure existence. The solid root of anything, including this chakra, provides for security, safety, survival, and basic needs to be met. If the most basic of needs cannot be secured, first and foremost, pressure, threats, and insecurity will be the dominating factors in all you do and how you act or interact with other people. In today's Western civilized society of materialism and acquisitiveness, we live out lives under a constant and consistent barrage of pressures, threats, and insecurities. For example, we are constantly bombarded with the idea that going to university is a good thing or the right way to go to educate yourself or your children. A great way to get ahead in the world, to get a job, to provide you with security, to get a house, to get a car, to get nice clothes, to achieve a career, to get on with life. When this reality is, for most, going to university means crippling debt that stays with you for a long time. Getting a job with an employer, working long hours on a low income initially, competing in the marketplace or in employment to achieve a higher income, a higher position or more power, taking on more crippling debt to acquire a house, a car, clothes, insurances, a family, the education of the children, your further ongoing education, a certain lifestyle. Then pay for a pension or retirement plan, assuming we make it this far with the above, and don't collapse or break down with all this pressure and stress and end up going to a medical practitioner who can medicate us to continue to deal with it all. The result of this modern lifestyle clash and the false belief that society is civilized culminates with us operating in survival mode most of the time, with no perceived end in sight to our insecurity and suffering. If society were so civilized, why would we suffer so much from anxiety, stress, disease, and mental, emotional, or physical illness brought on by the pressures of society? We are not attempting to provide an antidote for the modern maladies of society, but instead to consider, in relation to chakra balancing or unblocking, an alternative way to look or consider how we could assist ourselves in bringing ourselves to better health and a better mental or emotional path, one step at a time. Of course, when your root chakra is not balanced or is blocked, it can be very difficult to break with the norm of social conditioning, as everything perceived to be different may be seen as a threat, and therefore the desire to get away from the perceived threat is overwhelming. Constant fear can end up ruling your life, which of course can lead to other problems, be they physical, mental, or emotional. Life is built upon the foundation of the Muladhara chakra and is our vital connection to Mother Earth. This, above all else, should be the starting block on the path to clearing and unblocking all our chakras to release the healing force and energy of the Kundalini.